the English countryside. What could be better than a stiff walk or hike in this December? And what you really need is a good waterproof, sturdy pair of boots. And that's why I bought these Karrimor Munro boots. Have they lived up to expectations? Why don't I get back home before this rain comes, and I'll tell you about the 18 months of my ownership with these boots. So we made it back in time. These are the Karrimor Munro boots that I was wearing and have been wearing now for about 15 months. Back in September 2022, I'd done some walks along the Kintyre Way with a pair of old boots. Now those old boots very quickly become waterlogged. I was very disappointed with that. They'd had very light use. I say old boots, they're maybe 7 years old. They were waterlogged early on into an 18-mile walk. I had insole compression on my feet. I had blisters. It was a very, very bad experience. So I decided to get a new pair of boots. Tried lots of different types of boots. I'm not an extensive walker. I don't walk every weekend. Casual walker. I did do the 18 miles. Most of my mileages with the dogs. Made it a little bit longer on my own every now and again. Had a look around, really struggling for boots to fit. Wandered into Sports Direct, really the last gasp. I didn't have it down as an outdoor store, if you like, but lo and behold, I came across a wide selection of boots. And these, when I tried them, they were £52, I think they're about £59 now in the shop. This is the Karrimor Munro. When I put them on, what became apparent to me straight away was that they actually fitted the dimensions of my feet. So I don't, size is an estimate, a 9 or a 10 or whatever, and then what you do is you find the boot that fits. Now I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and these came in, like I say, about £52. So when I put them on, extremely comfortable. They claim to be waterproof, and we'll come on to that in a second. They have various compression soles here. They have a weather-tight membrane, I think it's called. So they seem to fit nicely, and I bought them. Okay, bedded in very quickly. They're what they call a premium leather construction. They are leather, so I thought that they would take dubbing or be easier to keep waterproof rather than the fabric boots that I had previously. Super comfortable boots, possibly the most comfortable boots I've ever strapped onto my feet. For £52, I can't complain there. The question is, do you get what you pay for? Are they up to the job? Well, I've done casual walking. I meant to go back and do the bottom end of the Kintyre Way. I didn't manage to do that. So all I've really managed is a few miles here and there, Carradale Headland when we're in Scotland, walking the dogs, etc. Boots bedded in nicely. They are waterproof. I tested them accidentally in a high tide. I got cut off on a point. Had to make a decision to get across the tide fairly quickly, kept the boots on, and I know they're waterproof because they kept the water in, right? So the water was way above the boot height. They filled with water, the water didn't drain, I had to drain it. They've remained watertight ever since. Spot on, can't argue with that. I've read some discussions about the leather. Is it leather? What grade leather is it? They talk about premium leather, but I just want to show you something. So these are my old combat high boots that I was issued when I was in the Royal Air Force many years ago. Now combat highs, they have their own issues, you can look them up on the internet, but with regards to leather, there is no doubt here it is thick and it's full grain leather. If you want to search the internet, you'll find out about different types of leather, and I can see here, I can see some detailing in the leather, etc., that indicates that it's probably full grain, and it's a cut of leather that's full grain. You can see the way that these are creasing as well here, multiple stitches around, it's quite thick. It's full grain leather, it's quality leather. Now I wouldn't expect full grain leather on a £52 boot, right? But it says it's leather, and it is. And like I say, look it up, but you can see straight away the differences here in how this leather has worn or bedded in. You can see some crinkles into it. I can see that it's quite thin. So this is not full grain leather. However, it's proven robust. There is a some detailing on here that may have been embossed in, or it may have been the absolute outer skin of the hide that's sometimes tagged as premium leather. So they are leather, but it may not be the thickest leather in the world. However, it's worn okay. So reviews: cheap, very comfortable, and waterproof. So we're heading towards a really good review here. However, sorry Karrimor, you could have had a 5-star review here, but you haven't got a 5-star review. And what you got is a 1-star review, and I'll show you why. These soles here are glued on to the upper. Okay, I wouldn't expect to see any external stitching at this price range. I accept that. But what I expect out of a boot at this price range is that it will take me on casual walks. I don't expect it to do the mountains of Scotland every weekend, etc. But I expect over 15 months that this would take me for casual walks and remain robust. The uppers, perfect. Waterproof, perfect. The sole, you can see here, that is a glued on sole, and it's not even moulded around the boot, right? Now I must admit, when I first bought these, that did cause me a few alarm bells to go off. However, I thought, well, I'll give them a go. But what's happening here with this boot is that you can see, or maybe you can't, but you can see where the compression layer is here. You can see that's now starting to separate from this layer of rubber. And additionally, that layer of rubber that's glued onto the boot, that's started to separate too. So after 15 months of light use, the soles from these are starting to come apart. And there's no way back for these boots, right? I could put some glue in there, whatever. There is no way back. Those layers are starting to separate. Could I take these boots back now, after 15 months, and do that 18-mile walk? No, they will not last another 18 miles. Now I'm going to carry on wearing them. It's 15 months since I bought them. I'll go out and walk the dog. I'm no more than a mile, 2 from the house. These will fall apart over time. But Karrimor Munro, 1 star from me. 1 star because simply you expect these things to stay in one piece, and they're not doing it. So it's a fail from me. So I'll have to get a new pair of boots in due course. So you can call them weather tight, call them premium leather, call whatever you like, but at £52 they've still got to work, right? You could argue you get what you pay for. I've got shoes upstairs that cost range between £30 and £80. Those shoes work for me, they're not falling apart. I don't expect these to fall apart at £52. I don't expect them to work for me every weekend, like I said, go hundreds of miles. But I don't expect in casual use for the boots to fall apart. Okay, I think that's unacceptable. So it's a 1 star from me. So Karrimor, if you read this, like I say, you were so close to getting a 5 star, all the other boxes were ticked. The boots do not stay intact. So for me, it's a no, and your money is better off spent somewhere else. Now maybe the high spec Karrimor boots, where you've got a more moulded sole that's around the upper, maybe they're more robust. I can't tell you that. I can only give you my experience with these Karrimor Munro boots. So thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below. Always interested to see what people say. What are your thoughts on these boots? What kind of boots do you have? How much do you spend on boots for casual use? I'd be interested to know. Thanks very much for watching.